Did you know that ignoring someone triggers the same area of the brain as physical pain? It's true. Studies have shown that social rejection activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the same region responsible for processing hurtful sensations. So, when she's ignoring you, it's not just in your head, it's real, and it hurts. But what if I told you there's a way to turn this around without looking desperate or clingy? Let's delve into this common scenario. You see, often when a woman appears to be ignoring her partner, it's not out of malice or disinterest. Rather, it can be a sign of miscommunication or misunderstanding. Perhaps you've said something that didn't sit well with her, or maybe there's been a lack of emotional connection lately. In a relationship, communication is key, and sometimes our words, actions, or even silence can communicate volumes. When she's ignoring you, it's not necessarily a sign that she doesn't care. It might just be her way of expressing that something is off, that something needs to be addressed. And let's face it, we're all human. We all have emotions, and sometimes we don't handle them in the best way. Emotional distance can creep into a relationship without either party realizing it. It can be a result of unresolved issues, stress, or simply the ups and downs of life. But here's the thing, it's not always about what you've done wrong. It's about understanding each other, learning to navigate the subtleties of each other's emotions. It's about opening up channels of communication, even when it's hard. So, the next time she seems to be ignoring you, don't jump to conclusions. Instead, take a step back. Reflect on what's been happening in your relationship. Has there been stress, misunderstandings, or a lack of emotional connection? If so, it's time to address those issues. Engage in a conversation. Not a confrontation, but a heartfelt dialogue where both of you can express your feelings and concerns. Remember, it's not a battle to be won, but a relationship to be nurtured. So when she seems distant, don't assume the worst. Instead, see it as an invitation to understand her better, to strengthen your bond. Remember, it's not always about you, it's about understanding each other. So what do you do when she's ignoring you? The answer might surprise you. When you find yourself in a situation where she is ignoring you, your gut reaction might be to ignore her back, to show her that two can play at this game. But the truth is, this approach often does more harm than good. It only serves to widen the chasm of misunderstanding that has already formed between you two. Instead, consider taking a different route, one that might seem counterintuitive at first glance. Show understanding and empathy. Yes, you heard it right. Understanding and empathy. Understand that her silence might not be just about you. It could be that she is going through something that she doesn't know how to express. Remember, communication is a two-way street, and sometimes the traffic can get a bit jammed. Now, you might be wondering, how do I show empathy? It's simpler than you think. Start by acknowledging her feelings. You don't have to agree with them, but recognizing that they exist is a crucial first step. Next, give her space, but let her know you're there for her. It's like saying, I'm here, but I won't push you. Take your time. This can be a powerful gesture that shows you respect her boundaries while still caring for her. Then, when she is ready, listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Show her that you're genuinely interested in understanding her perspective. This act of listening can open up the lines of communication and bridge the gap between you two. It's important to remember that this doesn't mean you're surrendering your masculinity. On the contrary, it shows strength of character and emotional intelligence, traits that are very much a part of a strong masculine identity. Reacting with understanding can be unexpected, but it's often the most effective response. By choosing to be understanding and empathetic, you're not just breaking the cycle of misunderstanding, you're also paving the way for a stronger, more meaningful relationship. But what does this have to do with masculinity? A lot, actually. You see, the idea of masculinity has been warped and twisted over the years. Many have come to associate it with dominance, control, and an inability to express emotions, but this couldn't be further from the truth. True masculinity, at its core, is about understanding emotional intelligence and respect. It's about understanding not just yourself, but also the people around you. It's about understanding that everyone has their own battles, their own feelings, their own stories. It's about understanding that everyone deserves respect, regardless of their gender, race, or background. Emotional intelligence is another key aspect of masculinity. It's about being in tune with your emotions and not being afraid to express them. It's about being able to empathize with others, to understand their feelings, and to help them navigate through their emotional landscape. In the context of relationships, this means being able to listen to your partner, to understand their needs and wants, and to communicate effectively with them. It means being able to express your feelings in a healthy and constructive way and to resolve conflicts in a manner that respects both parties involved. And then there's respect. Respect for oneself and for others. This is perhaps the most important aspect of masculinity. Respect means treating others the way you would want to be treated. It means acknowledging the worth and dignity of every individual. It means standing up against injustice and advocating for equality and fairness. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where your partner is ignoring you, remember these aspects of masculinity. Understand that they might be going through something and that it's not a reflection on you. Use your emotional intelligence to navigate through the situation and communicate with them in a respectful and understanding manner. True masculinity is not about dominance or control. It's not about suppressing your emotions or treating others as lesser beings. It's about understanding, respect, and emotional intelligence. It's about being strong not just physically but also emotionally and mentally. True masculinity is not about dominance, but about understanding, respect, and emotional intelligence. So let's recap what we've learned today. Dealing with a partner who's ignoring you can be tough, but it's a challenge that can be overcome with the right approach. When faced with such a situation, the unexpected response is not to retaliate with the same behavior, but to engage in open and honest communication. Ignoring in return only fuels the cycle of misunderstanding and resentment. We've also delved into the concept of masculinity. It's not just about physical strength or dominance, but about understanding, empathy, and emotional resilience. True masculinity is about stepping up, taking responsibility, and being the best version of yourself, not just for you, but also for your partner and the relationship you share. In conclusion, the key to navigating complicated relationship dynamics lies in understanding and communication. It's about breaking down barriers, not building them up. Remember, the key to a strong relationship and true masculinity is understanding, empathy, and communication, not just power and dominance.